No God.
How do you figure?
No culture, no community is about to accept that God would have been all right with a woman being raped. No,
How do you figure that?
How many of your fathers here? Just be for real. If you're a father. Now, what if someone is overwhelmed by the spirit of the Most High God, and he reads your scripture and he take your daughter and he just rape your daughter? What do you say to that? If he live like you live, walk like you walk, talk like you talk. Because y'all live amongst each other.
Yeah.
Y'all live amongst each other. So what happens when one of y'all feels so overwhelmed by the spirit of God that when you see one of each other's daughters, you just grab her up? You gonna tell one of these brothers here, come on, you know the doctrine. You know how it get when you get.
Well, answer it.
We just told you that.
How would y'all respond?
In this time,
we're not gonna let that happen.
That was
But
an
if it did happen,
hold on.
But if it did happen, you would allow it to happen. Why? Because you go back to the scriptures.
Oh, shit. Here we go again, family. First, I gotta let you know Dr. Sadie will be coming in California, Hollywood. Alright? Now, we already see what's about to go down. Brother Polight and the Guerilla will be setting it off, brothers and sisters. This is part 2. Israelites can sleep with white women, but the white man is the devil. What do you think about that? If the white man is the devil, the white woman is the mother of the devil. Because every 9 months she lay down on her backside and reinforcements come from between her legs. So how can you say the white man is the devil, but choose to say it's alright for us to get a white woman and sleep with a white woman? This is confusion, family. What do you think about that? What is your thoughts? We want to know. So let's take a closer look into this important, timely topic. Brother Polight versus the Guerilla Hebrew. Let's give it up for him, family.
You guys are the more Hamites than anybody on the planet based on that history. But
Well,
I'm gonna move forward.
Technically.
I'm gonna move forward. I'll take that. The rape of women, because you said that GMS is your elders.
Yes, they
and I would
did.
believe you have to cut those guys off.
I knew this was
You
coming.
have to do it. There's certain things we know is coming in life. Puberty is coming, and this question was definitely gonna come. So now what I'm saying is, if GMS says that we have the right to rape, 1, 2, GMS says that with even 9-year-olds, 12-year-olds, they have the intent to make babies with women. Pardon me, I normally associate this kind of behavior with women, with children that are presumably female, of course.
Okay.
I hope it would not get any more crazier than that. So, female children at 9, 10, 11, 12 years old, they said that so long as that child has undergone puberty or is undergone their menstrual cycle, then yeah,
She's eligible to get by. Right? That's what they say, right? That's what you say.
Of course.
Okay.
But he says, Tahar says, when we ask why you want to deal with them, he says, to make babies with the 9-year-old. We gonna get them while they're young, brother.
You read the verse, man. When the kingdom is established, we gonna get women when they 12 years old. Right. All right.
Say it again.
As soon as they start in the kingdom of heaven, when their period starts, that's when they become a woman.
Okay.
All right. So we gonna deal with them when their period starts. Right. When their monthly starts.
Question.
Have sex with them. Have babies, man. With 12-year-olds, brother. There's in the kingdom we gonna do that, man. We gonna get them young.
9 years old, 12 years old. So now that being the case, and these are the people that you still are not disassociating yourself from. I gotta figure this out because you guys knocked Dr. York for the allegations that's made.
Hold on, I never knocked Dr. York.
Not you guys.
Okay, but I'm saying that I don't believe that them charges that they was brought against him is for real, because I know how the white man get down.
You already know. I dig that. Those guys believe that, and in the same context. And pardon me for that, for putting that accusation on you, because I don't like to do that. I stand corrected. So, with that said and done, I need to know why you guys are not disassociating yourselves from GMS if they say their intent is to make babies with babies at the ages of 9 and even 12. Those are the 2 ages he definitely specified on camera. And when we asked him, why would you want to have sex or engage these children at that age? To make babies with them. He said, oh, we were slow. So why you guys are not disassociating yourselves with them, and what is your rationale, excuse, reason that you have to still favor these guys as your elders?
Well, number one, they are elders because these are the first people I've learned from, and according to the scriptures, they're more on point than these other groups, bar none, especially when breaking down the prophecies. You see what I'm saying? They're more thorough. They teach you how to research more. A lot of these other groups are more into regurgitation.
So will you associate? Why do you still associate?
But
that's a pretty strong charge.
Now dealing with the rape thing, this is the first thing we got to understand with the rape issue. We must understand the etymology of the word rape before we even delve into the word rape issue. Give me that in Deuteronomy 22 and 28. Because we got to watch this scripture carefully and closely for what it's. As a matter of fact, we're going to read up before the 28th verse. Started like, I want to say 26.
Okay, this is Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 26. But unto the damsel that thou shalt do nothing.
Right, that's dealing with if she is raped. If we're talking about a young woman who is raped, matter of fact, start up so we could, exactly what that's talking about. Go ahead.
Okay.
25.
I'm gonna start at
wherever you need to.
23.
Go ahead.
If a damsel that is a virgin be betrothed,
right, be betrothed meaning she's engaged to somebody, right? A young woman that's engaged to somebody, read.
Unto an husband, and a man find her in the city and lie with her.
You find her in the city and you lie with her, you rape her, right? Read.
Then ye shall bring them both out unto the gate of that city, and ye shall stone them with stones that they die.
Right, and there's a reason for that. Read.
The damsel, because she cried not.
The damsel, because she cried not. You see what I'm saying? That's the reason why that happened. Basically, it would be like as if she was with it because she didn't resist it, and there was no evidence and nobody heard her resisting this thing. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Being in the city, and the man, because he had humbled his neighbor's wife.
Committed adultery. Read.
So thou shalt put away evil from among you.
Go ahead.
But if a man find a betrothed damsel in the field.
In the field, right? You catch a young lady in the field, right? Who's engaged, read.
And the man force her.
And the man do what?
Force her.
And the man force her. So this is rape we talking about, right? Go ahead.
And lie with her. Then the man only that lay with her shall die.
Why? Because he forced her into having sex and she was in an area in which she could not possibly get help. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
But unto the damsel thou shalt do nothing.
She's innocent, right? Go ahead.
There is in the damsel no sin worthy of death.
Exactly. Go ahead.
For as when a man riseth against his neighbor and slayeth him, even so is this matter.
Exactly. Basically, she's a victim just as a murder victim would be. You see what I'm saying? So already we're seeing rape being unsubstantiated here, rape being something that's looked down upon in Hebraic culture. Okay, go ahead.
For he found her in the field, and the betrothed damsel cried, and there was none to save her.
And there was none to save her. Go ahead.
If a man find a damsel that is a virgin,
read.
Which is not betrothed.
Right, she's single, right? Go ahead.
And lay hold on her.
And lay hold. This is the rape, laying hold. Not forcing her to have sex. The fact that I'm just, that he laid hold on her. You see what I'm saying? He snatched her up, so to speak. Read.
And lie with her.
And it didn't say force. You see what I'm saying? In the last verse it said if he forced her. This ain't dealing with force. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And they be found.
And they be found and they find out that these people came together and had sex. And it wasn't a force thing. Go ahead.
Then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver.
Which is a dowry, which is the Hebrew culture. When you marry a woman, you give her father a gift. You give him that dowry, right? Go ahead.
And she shall be his wife.
And she shall be his wife, read.
Because he hath humbled her, he may not put her away all his days.
He may not put her away all his days because of the way in which he obtained her as opposed to the general way. Because the first thing we got to understand with Hebrew culture, because that whole thing about 9-year-olds, number one, only reason a girl is getting her menstrual at 9 years old in this day and age is because of what they're pumping into the food. In the ancient times when people are having a proper diet, there's no way a 9-year-old girl is getting on her menstrual. You understand what I'm saying? So with that being said, in the Hebrew culture, how it used to work was, let's say you got a son, right? And when your son gets 12 years old, he's now considered a man. So your son got to get put on, right? So what happens is he'll go into what we call indentured servitude. He'll serve under another Hebrew man for 7 years. At the end of that 7 years, he gets cast out. He gets cattle, he gets money, he gets whatever he needs to go and now put himself on to substantiate himself. Now during that time, he's going to need a wife because that's what you need in order to start putting yourself on. You need to start making a family. As God said, be fruitful and multiply, right? So during that time, now usually a girl should really be getting her period around 12, 13, 14 years old. At this point, this man is 19 years old. So around a time a woman is about 14, 15 years old, she's then going to marry a guy that's about 19 years old. Not a 50-year-old having sex with a 9-year-old.
Right. That's
not Hebraic culture. But a 19-year-old getting with a girl that's about 14, 15, 16 years old, that's not something that's totally out of the question because we see that shit every day anyway. You see what I'm saying? Older niggas getting with the young, going to high school, picking up the young girls and all that. You see what I'm saying? So that's something that's got to be understood. As far as the kind of misunderstanding of it, I understand the misunderstanding of the whole of the whole concept, but what we got to understand, that's why I said we got to understand the act of rape. The act of rape is when he laid hold on her, but it didn't say that he forced her. When he forced her, as far as we understand rape now, because we got to understand newspeak. You see what I'm saying? Usage supersedes etymology in this world that we live in with, you know, pretty much. So with that being said, an actual forcible sex act did not occur in this situation like it does in the previous verses. You see what I'm saying?
Now, this is my question. What you read in Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 28, it says, if a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed, and lay hold on her and lie with her, and they be found. That's verse 28 of chapter 22. Okay, so we're going to go to the Strong's Hebrew Concordance number 8610.
Oh, look at him.
He's been on his blue letter.
And the words that they use here, right, for, let's see, the word is tafas. It says, and this is the word they use to lay down, to lay on her.
To lay hold or to lie with her. Okay,
to lay hold or to lie with her. It says to catch.
To catch.
Handle, lay hold, to take hold of, seize, to wield. All right? Now, this is what we're going to do here. We also see to be seized, be arrested, to be caught, to be taken, to be captured.
Yeah, exactly.
So what I want to do is I want to read this thing over and substitute these words.
Okay.
And it says here, if a man find a damsel that is a virgin, hold on, let me just make sure I got all of this up. Boom. It says, if a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed, and lay hold. Now, instead of using the word lay hold, we're going to say, if a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed, and he arrests her, or seize her, or capture her.
Catches her.
He can lie with her and they be found.
Well, like I said, it didn't say that.
That don't sound like rape?
Well, like I said, etymologically, when you deal with rape, it is the catching of the season. But the forcible sex act did not take place. And how we know that is when we skip up and we see that the forcible sex act take place. Now, did he snatch her up? Yes.
If a black man gets arrested right now, and he gets arrested in peace, he's not kicking the cops. They say, put your head inside that car. And he goes gently because he knows if he doesn't do it the right, because after all, he is under arrest, he's going to get pushed in that car one way or another. What are we saying here? That she peacefully is being arrested? To be arrested is to be held against one's will. If I'm making a mistake, she's being seized.
No, she's
to
being
be seized is to be taken. But it also has the word capture. So we're looking at the word arrest, we're looking at the word capture, we're looking at the word seize. How is this becoming? How is this not?
Well, give me judges. Now,
how is this I?
Okay, now look, that's a great question. Great question. Now look, we're not
done with this either.
Okay, now look, now this is the same subject. Now I'm gonna show you now with the law, statute, commandments that the Most High gave us in the Bible. We see those in action later on in the biblical narrative when you deal with the history, right? Now in the book of Judges, this comes into play in the book of Judges, okay? And this is the reason why it comes into play. That law is not there so people can just go around snatching up any little girl they want. Not even, well, I won't even say little girl because you shouldn't be snatching up no little girl. You see what I'm saying? But if you understand the concept, right, of pedophilia, right? There's different concepts of pedophilia. You have infantophilia, you have actual pedophilia, and you have hebephilia. Now, it's scientifically proven that the majority of men on the planet Earth are hebephile, which means they desire either subconsciously or outrightly women after they have reached and completed their pubescent stages. You see what I'm saying? Now, if a 9-year-old girl completes her pubescent stages, that's not necessarily going to invoke a hemophilic desire. You see what I'm saying? But you know, girls, when they start really coming into womanhood, you understand what I'm saying? Now, you know what I'm looking for in Judges?
Right.
Dealing with the Benjamites. Because what happened in the book of Judges is you had a lawless group of Benjamites, so-called West Indian, wild Jamaican niggas, right, so to speak. You know, so you can understand. And this is how we know the scriptures is speaking about us, because how it describes the behavior of certain these people. Now, you got these wild niggas, they was wilding out, they end up raping a man's wife to death. Abused her, like the scripture said, abused her all the night until she died and left her on his doorstep where he was at. So he goes out of the house, he sees his wife on the damn ground, raped to death. He takes his wife, he cuts her into 12 pieces, right? Her dead body, and he sends it to all the 12 tribes of Israel. He says, look, we got to do something about this. These niggas just raped my wife to death. This is bullshit, right? So what happens is they call a huge council of Israel. They go to war with this tribe of Benjamin because they don't want to give away the 20 fugitives. They said, fuck it, we ain't giving these niggas away. So we went to war. The whole nation, 11 tribes, went to war with this one tribe. And we whooped their ass so bad that they were down to 400 men. Now what happened was we repented of ourselves at that time because we said, damn, we just nearly wiped our brothers out. They don't got no women, they don't got no children. What are they going to do? Now in the book of Judges, this all happens in the book of Judges. Now it describes how they repopulated and replenished themselves by utilizing that law. You see what I'm saying? Now they wasn't raping and snatching up 9-year-old girls. They was they were snatching up older women. You see what I'm saying?
And how, this is what I'm saying. This is,
Yeah, how is this okay? Is that what you're saying?
we're going to go to the next verse real
Okay.
quick. It then tells us that then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver. Then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver. This is prostitution at this point.
Well, it's
Because he already arrested her and captured her.
It's not
Now he's
prostitution.
paying the big homie, the father, 50 shekels for his daughter.
But look, it's not prostitution because anytime you take a wife in Hebraic culture, you have to pay that. You
But
basically
he arrested this wife and captured her and seized her. He didn't throw the G at her. He didn't pull up in some shit that was nice and say, yo, let me
Well,
take
that's
you
how we
out.
snatch them now, though. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but where's the humble back then or the Bentley back then? He seized her. He arrested her.
That's true,
He
yeah.
captured her. And now that he caught her out there, yo, here's 50 on the strength. I ain't just gonna take your daughter. I'm gonna give you 50. This is Hebrew culture here.
Yeah, that's true.
This shit is kind of crazy. So now what I'm saying is we're gonna go past. I heard the word humble.
Yeah, the word humble, yeah.
So I said, I want to check this word humble because whenever I hear nice words amidst of some crazy shit going on, there's probably somebody being slick with the words. So I said, let me check this word humble.
The word humble, when you go into the Hebrew, the word humble is the word aina. When you look up the word aina, it means to force, to take by force,
Understood.
to arrest. So what does that word mean? Rape. It means rape.
I understand.
Okay.
Now, the next question is this. Now that the Bible has made it clear that it's permissible to rape, why are we still reading the Bible?
Because you know what? Because it's in the Bible. We have faith in the Bible. We have faith in the Most High. Whatever the
Then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver, and she shall be his wife, because he hath humbled her. He may not put her away all his days. So because he has humbled her, now we're going to look up this word humble. And when I looked up the word humble, I get a noun. And this is, right, to be occupied, be busy with, to afflict, to oppress, to humble, be afflicted, to be bowed down, to be put down, to be depressed, to be downcast, to be afflicted, to stoop.
Let me take a look at that real quick.
So, what I'm saying real
Okay,
quick,
go ahead.
just to finish this, because I'm going to replace the word now.
Okay.
I'm going to replace it while I'm reading, and I'm going to see what it looked like. So now, after he done, I'm not even going to go into the interpolation. I'm going to just read it. The man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver. He gives the money. And she shall be his wife, because after all, that's my words, after all, because he hath afflicted her, because after all, he oppressed her, because after all, he afflicted her, put her down, depressed her, downcast her, afflicted her, stooped her, made her bow down. since he got that accomplished, now he may not put her away in all his days. So I'm looking at, first he arrests this girl, or he seizes her, or he captures her. And now on the strength that he paid the father the money, and she bowed down, or she was put down, or she was humbled, or she was oppressed. Now on the strength of that, he won't put her away, which I can only presume mean to kill her as at this point. So well, we can look up that to make sure.
Well, to put her away would be to divorce her. But what we have.
How you gonna divorce someone you just kidnapped? You just kidnapped this girl.
Well, not exactly, but the whole thing is this, right? When we, especially dealing with this word humble, right?
Yes.
It says to be occupied with, to be busy with. It's got various definitions to this word.
Yes.
So what we have to understand is
the word humble. When you go into the Hebrew, the word humble is the word ainah.
Yep.
When you look up the word ainah, it means to force, to take by force, to arrest. So what does that word mean? Rape.
Especially when
he should be occupied. He just arrested somebody that probably had no intention on being arrested.
Well, the whole thing is we got to understand the usage of that word. Okay. And we also have to make a discernment here. Watch, let me see it real quick.
Like, I can understand that the word humble would take on a more violent connotation.
Okay.
Because prior, she was arrested and she was captured and she was seized. So I wouldn't use the word occupied at all. Because I can see the atmosphere behind it. It's deserving of those other words. She was put down, stooped. He probably like, give me some head. Probably put her on her knees. She was put down. And because she did it, he's like, yo, you know what? You good. We good money.
My bad.
I don't know.
I changed my functions on mine, so I don't know how to do it. Now look, I'm going to show you something, right?
Let me try.
Yeah, because
real quick, why you getting that though? I mean, like, it's not like today's society where you gotta go spit some gang to the girl, take her out to eat. You know what I'm saying? Expensive movies, say her back. You know what I'm saying?
All we gotta do is get our cuffs and
you know what I'm saying? That's the thing. I mean, pretty much you gotta win her over. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get her approval of things. Back in the day, you know what I'm saying? According to Hebrew culture. Naturally, you could go to the father. As a brother said, you can go and serve under the father for a certain amount of 7 years, and then you would win her.
Like what Jacob did.
I'm about to say, like our forefather Jacob, he served 7 years and got Leah.
You
see what I'm saying? At that point in time, it's like, did she want to go with Jacob?
Was she arrested or seized?
Well, no. At that point in time, no.
That wasn't how it went
As
down.
he was explaining during the time when we went to war with a certain people. During a time of war, you know what I mean? If you was to see a damsel and you would take hold of her.
And these are non-Israelites we talking about.
Well, yeah, and non-Israelite too, because there's another.
So we are seasoned non-Israelite women, I'm presuming, because there's no Israelite women within your own company to have sex with?
Well,
why you gotta have sex with non-Israelite women?
Well, in a war, and when we dealing with war, there is no Israelite woman in the company.
Shit, I be going to war on purpose if I fuck other people women. If that be the case, and y'all just gonna sit down and community.
But it's not other nations.
Hold on, real quick. What we gotta understand is
you have the right to other people's women. They don't have the right to your community.
The place, well, of course, because I mean that's how we get down. We're protective. The thing is, we're protective of our women. You see what I'm saying?
I can dig that part.
Yeah, but it's like
what gives you the right to seize other people's women?
Well, because of you got the Hebraic cultures. Deuteronomy 76. You see, our ideology as Hebrew Israelites is that we're up here and everybody else is down here.
That's right.
Somebody else may not like that, but I mean that's just the ideology. We're the best. You see what I'm saying?
So where you stand today? Because I don't understand how you follow this and not follow it today. Today, you still can arrest and seize.
Here's what I want to explain this. Well, really, we ain't allowed to seize another person's woman as far as if she has a husband. If she has a husband, of course, we can't. You can't just go in and snatch.
But if she's nobody's wife. But we talking about following God's law, not man's law.
Okay, exactly.
We living in 2014.
Yeah.
I understand man put some rules into place.
Yeah, of course.
But let's say man was not in your way right now. Would y'all be going AWOL and just scooping up women as you see?
No, of course. And here's what I'm telling you why. Because look, what I first want to go back to is the word force that was used earlier in the chapter. And understand the differentiation between the word force used earlier in the chapter and the word humble used in this part of the chapter. You see what I'm saying? Now, as far as dealing with another person's woman, now if I let's say I go and I actually arrested, snatched up, lay hold to a woman right now. Now I can't just force her immediately into having sex. Inquisition must take place because you have to know who her father is. If she has a man, if she's betrothed. Now a woman could just sit here and say, well, I'm betrothed, and you got to leave her alone. So even though it may not be detailed, the conversation that may have taken place in between the snatching up and the having sex, a conversation must take place. You see what I'm saying? And there has to be a willingness from the woman. Now, if the woman is not betrothed or does not have a husband, she could be looking for a husband. You see what I'm saying? So we also have to read between the lines, and we have to take a look at the harsh words like force used earlier in the chapter and not being used there, and then we have to. So we have to
use words like seize, arrest, and capture.
The blue letter goes off.
Yeah, and what we also have to understand is the blue letter is dealing with the Masoretic text. Now, the Masoretic text is very accurate, but there also is discrepancies with the Masoretic text. For example, in the book of Judges also, it says that it's talking about the sons of Manasseh. When it's talking about the seed, corrupted that. You see what I'm saying? So we have to deal also with studying the Masoretic text, studying the ancient Hebrew. We have to study all of these things.
Can you have sex with white women?
Can we have sex with white women?
Yes.
Yes. But I mean,
What y'all have sex with white women?
I won't have sex with white women.
But can Israelites be allowed to have sex with white women?
Israelites can have sex with white or any other women they want to of any of the other
Now,
nations.
where does this make sense? Because I'm of the faith that in my household, we like, look, it's black or it ain't right.
Yeah, okay,
that's how we
you.
having sex in it. This is what we doing.
I'm with you.
Okay?
100%.
And I don't have nothing against no race. However, I would
about the
appreciate
preservation of your race, right?
Exactly.
And the purification.
So I want to know why, amongst all the laws and rules, because you guys, now this is correct. This is a correct generalization. You guys always talk about the law. You say that everybody is deviant or
because they
don't want to follow the law.
Yeah.
Particularly in the case of the Torah or the Tanakh.
Yeah.
So now, why don't you have a law in place saying don't have no sex with no damn white women?
Well,
how come you get to have sex with white women?
Well, hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. Number one, Israel is who? The Lord's elect. The world itself was made for the elect's sake. Matter of fact, give me.
2nd Ezra chapter 6.
Get that and give me Psalms the 45th chapter real quick. Go ahead.
2nd Ezra chapter 6 verse 59.
Uh-huh.
If the world now be made for our sake.
The world is made for us. The Hebrew Israelite, black, Hispanic, Native American man, the world literally belongs to us. Right? Go ahead.
Gotcha.
Why do we not possess an inheritance with the world?
This is Ezra's asking God. He's saying, well, look, because we're oppressed right now.
That's right.
Why is it that you made the world for us? Why the hell is we in this situation?
That's a good
Ezra's
question.
literally, he's asking God this question. You see what I'm saying?
Coming out the what?
And this is coming out the Apocrypha, the book of 2nd Ezra, which is
Sure.
the same dude as Ezra that you see is the author of the book of Ezra in the Bible, right?
No
Go ahead.
problem.
How long shall this endure?
Listen, how long is we going to be in this oppression? He's asking, but the point of that, bringing that out was the world belongs to us. And Ezra's having that foreknowledge that the Most High created this world for us. So why the hell are we in this predicament and position?
Here's the question.
Go
Is
ahead.
the white man the devil?
The white man is the devil that the Bible speaks.
If the white man's the devil, how the hell you can sleep with the white woman?
People ask that question. Like I said, now, me personally, I don't do that.
How come
but a
y'all
brother
can't
can
sleep
do that.
with the, how come the Israelite can sleep with the female counterpart of the very devil?
And give me Psalm 45 real quick.
And what if you make a baby with this white woman?
Well, my mother's a white woman. You see what I'm saying? So
Your mother's a white woman.
Yeah, my mother's a white woman. You didn't know that?
Nah.
Why do you think I'm light skinned for, brother?
It's light skin, black skin.
No, you exactly
That
right.
could be more black than me.
Yeah, and you exactly right. But the whole point is, see, and that's the thing to where, and that's where the
So
pastor
how
is
is the white man the devil? Put your mom as white. That don't make
Listen,
sense.
now I'm gonna prove this to you.
Now talk to
What it is, you can't be emotional when you take a look at things, right? If I was emotional, I said, well, that's my mother, that's not the devil. Then I would be perverting my own.
Your
I would be
mom is the devil?
My mother is hands down the devil. You see what I'm saying? and people think it's crazy when I say that.
You keep it in the buck, man. You stay in that Israelite shit.
And
you ain't coming out.
And even before I became
Let me talk to one of them, man.
Yeah,
You ain't coming out of this. You can't be fish.
But before I became a Hebrew Israelite, my father told me this. He said the white man is the goddamn devil.
Your father.
My
Okay.
father.
Okay, he
Even
told you
now, listen, my father, he had babies with two different white women. You see, he got 4 kids, one by one white woman, then he had 3 by my mother. But he still told me the white man was the devil. And I never had a problem accepting that, even though my mother was white, because I interact with white people. I got so-called white relatives. I went to white schools for a couple years. I lived in a white neighborhood for a couple years.
Do your relatives know you identify them as devils?
Yes, they know that, and they identify themselves as devils because they are devils. My pops used to take my mom's nephews, that was 13 years old at the time. This is before I was born.
Does your mama, have you ever called your mother a devil?
I told her that she's a devil before.
And what she
But
said,
that's
man. Let's keep it real.
No, of course she was hurt, but the fact is, the devil does.
You wasn't hurt calling your mother a
No,
devil,
I wasn't. Because.
Come on, son.
Listen, hold on, listen. Well,
Please, just cut the camera off and talk on the side of the
let me explain this though.
We can't do this.
I gotta be able to explain this though, because
you gotta tell us.
We can't be emotional about this thing.
Man. I'm emotional.
No, but here's why we can't. If we take a look at every single thing that the white man has done throughout history,
we can also see black people doing some creepy shit.
Okay,
man.
but listen.
There ain't no reason to call nigga mom the devil.
I'm not excusing our issues. But we have to look at in-house issues and out-of-house issues.
I don't want my children sleeping with white people either.
Okay, of course.
But if the woman who gave birth to me is the devil, then I gotta be a byproduct of the devil. I gotta see myself as the devil as well. At least if she ain't do nothing else good, she gave birth to you. So
no, how the
devil gonna give birth to you teaching the doctrine that she the devil?
But because here's again, we can't be emotional about it. If I was emotional and I said, well, look, I love my mom, so that means I can't accept the truth of the matter and who the so-called white race is. So in general,
you came out an Israelite even though your mama is the devil.
Yeah, because my father is an Israelite. You see what I'm saying?
That's some very convenient information.
Well, of course it's convenient, but you have to understand something. Before I came into this knowledge, these are all principles that I was raised upon from jump. My pops told me the white man was the devil, and my pops told me it don't matter who my mom is.
You think your mother still
black, you black? Of course she do. I'm not saying my mom don't love me, but has my mom?
How a devil gonna still love you after that?
She gave birth to me. You see what I'm saying? What woman?
So that's not a devil capacity then.
Well, it's still a devil. A devil
don't have it in him to love.
No, that ain't true. That ain't necessarily true. The devil does love things. The devil loves deceiving. The devil loves.
We talk about the devil loving her black child.
Well, the devil do love her black child, but the devil can still call her black child a nigga. The devil can still call her black husband a nigga.
Call you a nigga?
Yes, my mama's calling me a nigga.
Come on, this is a weird situation.
Polite. Let me ask you this. Let me
This is getting weird now.
Let me bring it from perspective of I have two black parents, right?
Okay.
So the premise that you're trying to bring to him is that okay, his mom was white. How do you go according to this doctrine if your mother's white and she's got to be the devil? My mom is not a devil. She's an Israelite according to my knowledge, but she's not going to be saved. When Yahweh Shai comes back with his
your mother not going to be saved. What's wrong? You guys, man, y'all need to ask this program, man. Y'all fucking around, man.
Because my mom does not follow law, statutes, and commandments that the Most High gave our people. You see what I'm saying? She blatantly disrespects them, knowing that she has knowledge of the law, statutes, and commandments the Lord gave us, but she says fuck the Most High and she does what she wants to do. My mother
asked her why she said fuck the Most High.
Yes, I have. Yes, I have asked her. She said I just cannot get with it. In her mind,
why don't you blame God for not being impressive enough?
The whole point.
Well, no, we can't do that.
It's the Almighty God.
And that's the thing. That's the thing. I will never blame the Most High for.
She might be onto something.
I would never blame or say that he's wrong. I would never say that he's wrong for it. The same way this brother's not going to say that he is the Most High is wrong for giving his mom white.
Do you love your mother, brother?
Listen, I love my mom. And you know, I love my mom so much.
You love the devil?
Who, me? Do I love
your mom. Your mom the devil.
Listen, is my mom a devil? Yes, she is. Do I love my mom? Do I love my mother? Yes, I do.
So you got love for devils.
Well, hey, I have love for the devil. That's my mother. Yes, because is it not a commandment in the Bible? Honor thy mother and thy father. I gotta honor my mother and my father, and I gotta love my mother. You see what I'm saying? I gotta love my mother.
You don't love her enough to go off for.
But here's the thing. Here's the whole thing. Just like he said about his mother not being saved, and we have to understand the Most High God is only saving a remnant because we understand that all of our people are such a place of sickness. We're not going to be able to save everyone.
You turned your mother against God, man, just because probably you pushed the doctrine on her. You ever think about that?
No.
Maybe someone else could be the voice of reason.
Listen, now that's a good question. right? The thing about it is, I came up with my mother and my father the same way when I first came into this thing, right? And I was very abrasive when I.
That's how a lot of us are.
Exactly. So the whole point of the matter is, with me growing in this thing and getting more mature, I had to break it down and say, Mom, listen, let's sit down, let's have a understanding talk. What's going on? That's how I can sit up and tell you. That's why I can sit up and tell you. My mom have expressed to me, I just can't get it. As much as I tried, my mom is about to be 60 years old. As much as I tried, she done grew up in the church. She just can't get it. She can't let these things go. I've sat and I've had a mature, emotional conversation with my mom. She just can't get it. Now, do I say, God, my mom can't get it, so give my ticket to somebody else? Hell nah. But I love my mom still, and I'm still
right
gonna
to say she not gonna make it to your heaven, but you gonna make it to your
No,
heaven.
no, not make it to my heaven. She's not gonna make it on the chariots when this place is destroyed.
What is chariots, bro?
Well,
now hold on. He just talking about chariots. We can't stop talking now.
Listen, hold on.
You gotta continue
No,
this
the
chariot.
extraterrestrial conference that you did, brother. The same chariots we talking about.
I don't know. I ain't talking about no chariots in my version.
Well, what were you talking about? The UFOs, right?
I ain't talking about no UFOs either. Not in my version. Not maybe you was listening to the other teachers.
Well, listen, I was just saying the
I don't
UFO.
get into that.
It was called the UFO. It was called the UFO conference.
It was called the UFO conference.
So was it? Did you speak about UFO? You
No,
didn't
I
speak
spoke
about
about
UFO.
IFOs.
You spoke. Well, that's what we talk about IFOs as well, because we identified to find out.
You found these flying chariots. You seen them. You rolled these joints.
I've seen them. I've seen them.
What kind of shit these
They got
chariots
28 on them, brother. But that's it. But here's the whole thing. So we don't get so because
You've seen the chariots.
I've seen chariots before.
Well, I cannot.
I had
personal experience.
When I was 14 years old, actually, before I knew about Hebrew Israelite chariot, I seen them when I was 14 years old. Straight up and down.
Well, when does your Bible say you're supposed to see the chariots?
When the time comes. Now, this goes back to the Hebrew Israelite plan of action. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people will say, well, what day are we going to get saved? When the fuck is this shit going to happen so I can know? The fact of the matter is, the number one thing that's holding us back from this day coming is ourselves. Because Yahushua taught a very powerful thing. He said that he looked at his disciples, Hebrew Israelites, black men, and said, the kingdom of heaven is within you. The kingdom of heaven is within all of us. We are the ones holding it back because we are being stubborn.
Is the kingdom of heaven in your mother the devil?
No, the kingdom of heaven is not in my mother the devil.
But she produced you.
Yeah, she can produce me.
How does that happen?
Now let me ask you
How does she produce the kingdom of heaven but not of it at the same time?
Now let me ask you this, right? We just was dealing with the rape thing. Now, if you was a product of rape,
Yeah.
would you still look at your father the same way?
As far as what, genetically?
Not genetically. We talking about who he is as a person. Because when we dealing with my mother being the devil, we dealing with who she is as a person. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, she's the devilish thing to you?
Exactly. Of course she's the devilish thing to me. She's the devilish thing to my whole entire family. Now,
and not your father.
Has my father? Not nearly as much as my mother.
Devilish things too.
I mean, of course. We're in a place I can't sit here and say my father was totally innocent because some people
expect you to.
Yeah,
I expect you to keep it real.
People live in surrealism. Now, me and my fathers have issues. You see what I'm saying? But most of the issues that me and my fathers have is on some man shit. At the end of the day, my pops always provided for me, my little brother, my little sister. Now, my mother has hindered that in many faculties. She has used all the same tactics that the white man has used as far as trying to divide and conquer my household from when we was young.
You know, some black women do that too.
Now,
they not white.
Now, some black women do that too. But why do our sisters do it? Why are our sisters behaving that way?
Because the white man.
Well, I'm not going to entirely blame the white man. I'm partly there to blame as well, because the white man can introduce certain things to you and you don't accept them.
We're not smart enough to say this is misinformation even after 400 years of trickery.
What is misinformation?
Whatever it is that white people are fooling our parents to do.
Well, some of our people are smart enough to say it's misinformation, but let's deal with the majority of our people. They're clearly not. So, you know why? Because guys like Young Thug is the hottest rapper right now. And that's crazy, the stuff that he's doing.
But that's not really because of our people. That's because of the machine that promulgates that message. That's
true.
They got the funding to put that.
Well, that's because of the machine. But
that machine don't speak for us as a people.
But what are the majority of our people doing? They're cleaving to that. They're accepting that.
I don't think so.
You see what I'm saying?
We're not doing that.
Well, we're not doing that. But the majority of niggas that I talk to on a daily basis, they singing the Young Thug song. They
so you know what we need to do? We need to start listening to Young Thug. That's my philosophy. I'm dead ass serious.
No, we do.
And the reason why we need to listen to Young Thug. What is he talking about that is enticing our people so much that they won't engage us, but they would engage him? And study.
Yeah, and you're exactly
right. It's a case study.
And what is he? And what is the majority of his subject matter and content matter? Materialism.
Sex and money. That's a nice point. What I'm telling you is this, and I don't say that to be demeaning or undermining. No matter what you say, if you believe this God exists or not, there's some action we shouldn't take on behalf of our God, because you know why? God gonna handle it. So what we worry about homosexuals? No, you exactly right. We should worry about the people that's potential to go in what we conceive to be the right direction.
You know what? You are 1,000% correct. Because guess what? God is going to take care of these homosexuals. Now, is there a law in the Bible that says he's supposed to put a homosexual to death? Yes, and then he grew a culture. But am I going to go take an axe and go
Why not? God told
we
you
walk
you
by
can't.
West
God
Hollywood.
gave you a law to kill the homo. Why you don't kill the homo?
But I'm gonna tell you why we don't kill the
afraid
homo.
the white man gonna lock your ass
Well,
up.
because we don't have the rulership right now. In our kingdom, these are the ways that we
But if
govern
you follow
ourselves.
God's law, if you just follow God's law, maybe you would get the rulership. Ain't this the reason why he mad at Israel? Because he tell y'all do something, y'all don't do it. And every time
Well,
he tell
well,
y'all,
well,
say you don't
that's
pray to
true.
other gods, y'all pray to other gods, he punish you. So he told you kill the homos, y'all should just go out and kill the homos.
Well, you know what? That's a valid point. But killing homosexuals is something that you need a certain amount of power in order to do. Now,
No, you don't.
No, here's what I'm gonna tell you. Of course, you don't need that much power.
38 special to handle the situation.
And pop the nigga, right? But in order to, and now, if I was to go do that, and I know what the likelihood of what's going to be the outcome of that is me being behind bars, and I'm not able to be out here helping my people. I'm not going to do anything that's going to prevent me from reaching the people in here. Now, other brothers behind bars, and
That's a cop out, bro.
That's true.
I'm gonna tell you why that's
Go
a
ahead.
cop out. Because I got the right as a person. When I say I'm going to war, if I think the likeliness of me going to war is I'm most likely going to die because people going to be shooting back.
Well, I'm still going to war.
So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to teach on these streets. That's what I'm going to do because people need me on the streets. Then I'm copping out because if I know I'm supposed to go to war, I should go to war.
Fishes 100.
I'm just saying, for us to see, for us to say that I take this thing serious when you say God said it. So God is saying you're supposed to kill the homosexual. If I believe that, personally, I got to go out there and I got to kill the homo. There's no, but what if I get locked up? But the white man's law is in the way, and you know, if God told me kill the homo, we should have jumped on that long time ago, because we probably wouldn't be in this situation, because God would have been like, that's my child.
Well, you know what? We should have killed the homo a long time ago. But now we're in a certain predicament in place. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to answer what you just said with a couple of
y'all got to go out and kill the homos. That's what y'all supposed to do.
Give me Ecclesiastes 3 real quick.
Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1. To everything there is a season.
Everything there is a season, right, Reed?
And so every time.
The season, that's what we talk about.
Exactly, right? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
It says, and a time to every purpose under the heaven.
And a time to every purpose under the heaven, correct? Now jump to that in Jeremiah.
Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 16. Behold, I will send forth many fishers.
Fishers, right? Now when Yahweh was going out recruiting his disciples, 2 of them was fishing. And he said, come with me and I will make you fishers of men, right? Go ahead.
It says, and they shall fish them.
Pause, right? Go ahead.
You know, I got you.
After I will send forth many hunters.
After the fishing is over, hunters will be sent forth. But fishing got to be done first. This is the whole thing.
I understand. When we go to wait up first before you start banking.
Of course, right now, Ezekiel the 37th chapter teaches us about prophesying to the valley of dry bones. It says the valley of dry bones is the whole house of Israel.
Yes.
Now it said, as the valley of dry bones awoke, they became an exceeding great army. We are currently in the stages of building the army, if you understand.
Have you ever heard, with God by my side, who can be against me?
That's a fact.
So what are you worried about? Go out there and kill these people God told you to kill.
But also, we have to understand the balance of things. Now, if I'm in the time of fishing right now, and I get to hunting, what I'm doing is now jumping the gun, and I'm now trying to take it into my own hands. You see, as opposed to leaving it on the timeline of the Most High. Because we understand that us as people, and our concept of time, and being patient, a lot of us have problems with that. You see what I'm saying? The Most High got a certain type of timeline that is beyond our scope. So I want the white man to go down tomorrow, and I want us to be in our kingdom, and I want us to be ruling the earth tomorrow. Is that going to happen tomorrow? Probably not. You see what I'm saying? Because the Most High, we're on His time, we're not on my time. Now, if I was to go out there and on my own, take it into my own hands, I would likely fall, because what I'm now trying to do is play God as opposed to play my position and let God play His position.
And that law was given during the time when we was actually ruling. We had rulership over our land. That's when the law was given.
Did your mother raise you right? Do you feel she treated you right? Or do you think she was just doing the wrong thing raising you? Just in general, raising you as a man.
Do I think my mom was doing the
best she can as a woman to just raise you? Well, what knowledge she has accessible to her? I'm not talking about her being an Israelite.
Right. Well, bro, but what knowledge she had access to? Yeah. I don't knock her.
So why you think she ain't gonna go to heaven, man? She made you, and you
no, she is gonna go to heaven. We ain't saying that she's not gonna go to heaven.
Not going to heaven.
Well, everybody's gonna be in heaven. It's just about the position that
everyone's going to heaven now.
Yes, because heaven is on.
I'm not fucking with heaven. Cause I know some niggas
not
belong.
Now listen, and this is why you got to contextualize it, because heaven, according to the Hebrew Israelites, according to the Bible, is not this mythical place in the sky somewhere. Heaven is on earth, and heaven is a place where everybody's gonna be at. But what matters is the position in which you're going to play in the kingdom in which that's defined as heaven. Right now, maybe not on the first. What it is you got the first trip and you got the second trip. You see what I'm saying? You got those who are going to get delivered and go into heaven. You're one of those going to have to die and then be reincarnated into heaven. So is his mother going to be in heaven? Yes, she is. And she's going to be born as a new child into heaven. And she's going to be totally in her right mind. You see what I'm saying? With the new covenant being established. You see what I'm saying? Spoken about Jeremiah 31 that we are going to. We ain't going to need.
Spoken about.
We ain't going to need to have camp no more in heaven. You know why? Because all of our people are going to be doing the right thing at all times. You see what I'm saying?
We're going to go back to one of these other questions.
Okay.
Why are you still associating with Tahar when the man said that he can have sex? You guys can have sex with 9-year-olds and 12-year-olds.
Well,
I heard what you read, but I want to hear why you still associating with a man that will say that their intent is to impregnate 9 and 12-year-old babies.
Well, they went on record and said that their intent is not to impregnate 9 and 12-year-old babies.
And he also went on record and said it is.
No. You read the verse, man. When the kingdom is established, we're going to get women when they 12 years old. Right. All right?
Say it again.
As soon as they start in the kingdom of heaven, when their period starts, that's when they become a woman.
Okay.
All right? So we're going to deal with them when their period starts. Right. When their monthly starts.
Question.
Have sex with them. Have babies, man. With 12-year-olds. Brother, there's in the kingdom, we're going to do that, man. We're going to get them young. We're going to get them young.
And the kingdom is
the kingdom is right here.
So let's talk about that record.
Well, the record you're talking about when you went down there
And we asked him why. And he said to have sex with him, man.
I made babies. I seen it. I seen the whole joint, right? I seen the whole joint, right? But the whole thing is,
let's go.
But the whole thing is, do I think Tahar has the intentions of doing that? No, because Tahar is one of the records.
That makes it even worse than if you don't have the intention to do what he's telling us.
Especially when the word 9-year-old came up. When the word 9-year-old came up, I peeped the whole thing, right? Somebody said, it wasn't you, but it might have been you. It was somebody said, but girls had a period as old as 9 years old, right?
I didn't say that.
Now somebody said that, and I understand that came back out. It was said to him, and it came back out. But as far as how I perceive it, I don't really perceive that he meant that. And the only reason that came up is because somebody said that. Because he's going on record and said that he doesn't plan to have sex with a 12-year-old girl or a 9-year-old girl.
Well, that record that I'm talking about, why do you think he said that?
Like I said, I think he said that because somebody made the statement and it was in his mind. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if you can bear with me, if somebody says something and it basically.
Did he make a mistake when he said that?
He made a mistake when he said that. That's what I'll say. I'll say that he does not have intentions of raping or having even consensual sex.
You made a mistake and accidentally said you have the intention to have sex with 9-year-olds and 12-year-olds for the purposes of impregnating them. If that was a mistake, then what you guys mad at me for? I see your crazy videos you post up.
Well, they mad.
Why they mad?
They mad because
I didn't say it. He said.
Well, they mad because
it wasn't edited in a way that
it wasn't. Nah, it wasn't. But the reason why they're upset is
because everybody got at their ass.
Because everybody got at their ass.
That wasn't me.
No. Of course it wasn't you.
I felt like everybody else.
Yeah, but it was the whole thing of the way that the situation got played, and that's the main thing that people come at them with, right? That's why I said their teachings is on point. But when they say it's something like that, and I understand why it was taken to the faculty, it was. But
hold on. Before we do this, this was no mistake. I also remember when I asked the people around the circle, if you need to tell me if you have a daughter and this is your brother Israelite, are you telling me he has the right to just capture or grab your daughter and have sex with her even if she's of younger age? You gonna be mad? You gonna fight him? And Tahar was like this, son of them, like, nigga, you better say the right shit. And then niggas was buck dancing, shooking and jiving, and Tahar was like, yo, tell him, man. And he was like, yeah, well, you know, it's Israel. I'm paraphrasing that. But they consented to that, so that wasn't no mistake.
This keeps going. We have to ask you a question. How many of you are fathers here? Just be for real. If you're a father. Now, what if someone is overwhelmed by the Spirit of the Most High God, and he reads your scripture, and he take your daughter, and he just rape your daughter? What do you say to that? If he live like you live, walk like you walk, talk like you talk. Because y'all live amongst each other. Yeah. Y'all live amongst each other. So what happens when one of y'all feels so overwhelmed by the Spirit of God that when you see one of each other's daughters, you just grab her up? You gonna tell one of these brothers here, come on, you know the doctrine. You know how we get when you get.
Well, answer it.
We just told you that.
How would y'all respond?
In this time,
But if it did happen, But if it did happen, you would allow it to happen. Why? Because you go back to the scriptures.
You're supposed to be a brother.
Hold on. You're going to allow one of your brothers to rape your daughter.
You're saying rape as if rape simply means to grab.
No. We talking about. No, we read the verse. We read the verse where someone was in the kingdom of heaven.
Here's what I'm saying is, we understand the influence that somebody can have. Number one, over a group of individuals that they look up to. In the case of Tar, but like I said, his intentions, according to what I understand, with his teachings, and I've been following his teachings since 2008, right? So 6 years I've been following his teachings. Has he touched on the rape issue? Has he?
You love Tar more than your mother?
Do I love Tar more than my mother?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know Tar personally, but I'll say that I love him.
You are protecting Tar, but you're not protecting your mother.
Well, I still. Well, if somebody
you defend your mother on camera,
if somebody,
but you are protecting Tar.
But if somebody opposes a physical threat upon my mom, am I going to necessarily allow them to do that?
Why would you protect them?
Well, it's still my mama though. Like I said, I still love her because as the scriptures say, honor your father, and your mother, right? But going back to the whole thing,
have exceptions to the devil, brother.
Are we supposed to have exceptions to the devil?
Yeah.
In what capacity?
Loving the devil.
Loving the devil? I mean,
what's love?
Well, what is love? That's
we're going to play that
thing, right?
All right, let's go to the dictionary since we want to.
Not what is love according to the dictionary. What is love according to biblical definition? Because when you in Hebrew Israelites,
it says love thy mother, love thy father.
Yeah.
I mean, you can teach
your father. Like,
should we respect the devil?
Should we respect the devil?
Should we? That's slow us down.
I would say in general. Now, I don't go around just respecting the devil, but my mother as a individual, me showing her honor and love would not slow down the overall mission, because that's not going to stop me from going out and teaching people about the wiles of the devil and the ways of
we're supposed to love our mother, love our father, and love is synonymous with the word respect. You guys don't think you being a bit disrespectful on camera when you regard your mothers as neither being able to make it to that first pass to heaven, or not being on a chariot, or actually identifying as you don't think that's disrespectful?
Well,
that's not honorable to put your mother out there like that.
Listen, I can understand why one would reason that.
What's up? Aesop. Nah, I can't talk right now. This is intense.
We're talking. Grab a woman, man.
And God had no problem with this.
Of course not. Let me tell you something, man. I mean, I don't want to speak like this around a woman, you know.
That's my wife.
But I'm gonna say this. But I'm gonna say this, man. Let me say this. Let me say this, bro. Let me say this.
I'm listening.
Most women dream about that.
Yeah, it's true.
All right. Most women fantasize about that, man.
Can I tell you something?
All right. Hey, man. My woman, my Ephraimite woman, when we used to do our thing, she used to say, "Well, go in the room, and put clothes on, put a mask on, and bust in the door and rape my ass." Okay. And you know, when you do that with a woman, most of the women don't report that shit.
No God.
How do you figure?
No culture, no community is about to accept that God would have been all right with a woman being raped.
No, you figure that.
That's your mind. That's your mind.
That's not my mind.
That was my mind.
That's my father.
That's your
That's my being a husband.
I thought the same thing.
That's my being a man.
I thought the same thing.
A man, a husband, and a father wouldn't condone no doctrine that say at 12 years old or any age that it's permissible for someone to be raped.
Don't give me judges. What is it? Judges 18.
I'm trying to say this. No sane man is going to accept the doctrine at this point.
According to who?
You see, they said I was intelligent, but the truth is not with me. But this shit just got insane. Now I let them pass with the fish that ate a whole nigga. I let them pass with that shit. But you ain't getting the rape pass.